I'm Dale Brisby, the world's greatest bull rider, and I'm here to break down Cowboy Cerrone versus Twisted Steel, a UFC fighter against a PBR bucking bull. This went down in Madison Square Garden in New York about a week or so ago, and Cowboy called me. He said, Dale, I'm about to do something. I need your help. And I said, all right, what's going on? He said, I need to get on a bull. I need to get on a bunch of bulls. And about an hour later, the announcement came out.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. I've never said no to a fight, and I think I should give it hell. During
the PBR World Finals in May. So he's got roughly 5 months to get ready to transition from a UFC fighter to a bull rider. I'm going to break down a few facts about Cowboy, a few facts about the bull, talk about some bull riding, then I'm going to tell you my prediction of how this is going to go. Now, one thing about Cowboy Cerrone, number one, he's a cowboy, but number two, he's a fighter. You see that in anything he does. He's been actually professionally fighting for 25 years. In the UFC for 15. He's got the most wins in UFC history. He's got an anytime, anywhere attitude. So when Dana White calls with a fight, he says yes, and he'll go anywhere.
Full throttle, don't back down. I mean, that's what, to me, the whole cowboy thing says. There's a lot. Just call yourself a cowboy, I think. It's a big name, a bold statement.
So it's no surprise that he's going to accept this challenge. 6 foot tall, 170 pounds. That's an all right bull rider size. He's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Off the record, he's repeatedly been in hundreds of street fights. The anytime, anywhere thing is not just for show. Like, he's a fighter through and through. Now that he's retired, right now, today, he's snowmobiling. He does professional mounted shooting on horseback, shoots a lot of guns. He's an actor. He and I share a common sponsor, Can-Am side-by-sides, and he races those. Always chasing the adrenaline thing. And being my friend, he's always teased about maybe getting on a bull, but I didn't see this coming. Now, about the bull, Twisted Steel, 29-3. He has bucked off 29 of some of the greatest bull riders that have come through the PBR. He's been ridden 3 times. I want to say like 83, 85, and then his most recent qualified ride was 88 points. Andrew Alvarez, if we break down this ride, this bull is out of a right-hand delivery. That means he turns out to the right, but then he'll go either way. So with Andrew's ride, he goes back to the left 3 rounds. He makes 3 rounds to the left. During the ride, he changes directions and goes back to the right. Andrew makes a great ride, and he was 88 points. Now, what does that mean? What you've got in bull riding, let me break down just a little bit about bull riding. 2 judges. Now, sometimes they'll take the average of 4, but for explanation's sake, there's 2 judges, one on the left, one on the right. Those judges are responsible for the points of the cowboy's ride and the points of the bull bucking. Out of 100 possible points, the judge on the left is responsible for 50. The judge on the right is responsible for 50. 25 for the rider, 25 for the bull. 25 for the rider, 25 for the bull. You following me? For an 88-point bull ride, I haven't seen the breakdown of Andrew's ride, but for math's sake, that's a 22-point ride on a 22-point bull on the left, and then a 22-point ride and a 22-point bull on the right. Actually, Twisted Steel's average bull score is 21.5 or something. We'll round up for you, Dana White. Dana White owns this bull, by the way, man after my own heart. He is also all things action. Back to Twisted Steel and this bull ride. So 1 out of 25 for the bull, 1 out of 25 for the rider. He averages 22. That's not the rankest that there is, Dale. So what's the big deal? Because this is not necessarily a rider-friendly bull. So I was talking to JB about Twisted Steel, and in his words, this bull got some shit to him. He could have picked a little more rider-friendly bull. Borderline, what we might call an eliminator. Not necessarily something you're going to be 90-plus points on. You can be a lot of points, but you're going to have to work at it. That's the bull. That's Cowboy. Now, how is a fighter, an aggressive Hall of Fame fighter, going to do against a top-of-the-line bucking bull? Here's the thing about bull riding. It's 90% mental and the rest is in your head. Everything in bull riding is counterintuitive, meaning the fundamentals that get you that qualified ride are counterintuitive. What your intuition is going to tell you to do, you got to do the opposite. So when that bull comes out and he jumps with his front end, comes up off the ground, your intuition is going to tell you to get away from his head, to lean back. But what you got to do is go to the front. You got to drive to the front, because if you're scared or fearful, you'll let your intuition kick in. You're going to get away from his head, which will slingshot you down and get you jerked down, yard darted, and you'll take what we like to call a dirt nap. So one thing that I think Cowboy will have in his corner is the fear factor won't be there. The other thing is Cowboy's ability to think quickly in a situation where most people are going to wonder what happened. If you've ever played football, imagine your very first varsity football game compared to your last one. The very first one, between the snaps, it's like everything's really fast and it's almost a blur and you black out a little. But your last varsity football game, you can see the defender's eyes and you can see your wide receiver. You can see all those things because you've played so many games, practices, etc. Well, times that by 100 with Cowboy being in the ring with fist flying at him. He's going to be able to apply some of those principles to bull riding. The other benefit Cowboy's going to have is 5 months of training. 29-3 is this bull's record. There's been 29 buck-offs. I guarantee you all 29 of those guys have probably been riding bulls longer than 5 months. However, were they trained by Dale Brisby? No, they weren't. So my official prediction is that Cowboy Cerrone will go 90 points on Twisted Steel in May, because his coach along the way will be Dale Brisby. He's going to come to the beaches at the end of this month, and he's going to start getting on bulls. He's going to become an intern. He's going to work for me, and he's going to work in the warehouse during the day, and he's going to get on bulls in the afternoon and evenings. So, yes, I think he rides Twisted Steel. Now, what's on the line? $50,000 if he just gets on the bull. Now, Dana has said that this $50,000 will go to the charity of Cowboy's Choice, which will be Cowboy's Kids Camp. And if you are interested in being in this kids camp, all you got to do is send a video to Cowboy Cerrone or myself on Instagram. I'm a counselor at it. It's in June. It's a great camp. And Cowboy, his whole life and passion is driven towards that. I mentioned all those things he does, like snowmobiling. Those are fun for him, but all year he's planning and getting ready for his kids camp. That's his motivation for getting on this bull, because Dana White's going to donate $50,000 to his kids camp if he gets on the bull. Now, if he rides him for 8 seconds, he gets another $50,000, totaling at $100,000. A rumor I heard was that the PBR is going to match that. Thank you, PBR. Thank you, Dana White. It's going to a great cause. The kids camp is in June. Cowboy Cerrone, myself, counselor. A lot of the interns will be there. Dustin Battleaxe Jones is a counselor, and these kids are going to come out. They're going to learn how to be a man, an adult. They're going to ride Can-Ams. We're going to teach them how to shoot guns, start fires. It's super fun. That is Cowboy's motivation, and that's why I think he's going to ride him, because I'm his coach. Check out Cowboy. Follow him. Follow the PBR. Look out during the PBR World Finals in May. Check out rodeotime.com, old son, for the best apparel in rodeo and on this earth. Okay, if you need your upper torso covered, we've got you covered on rodeotime.com, as well as your noggin. This is an American hat. If you're going to wear a cowboy hat, wear an American. If you're going to wear a cap, Rodeo Time. I'd like to thank Can-Am Side-by-Sides for sponsoring the kids camp. Thank you to Total Feeds, Mountain Ops, and Rock and Roll Denim. I'm Dale Brisby, and I can't wait to see you behind the buck and shoots with Cowboy Cerrone at the PBR World Finals.